Hello, in this video I want to go over the most common uses of the pretérito versus the imperfecto, the two past tenses in Spanish that can be a little bit complicated. The first one, the pretérito, we use it mainly when we talk about a completed action. For example, anoche cené arroz con pollo. That's something that happened, is done. O el martes fui al teatro. That's something that happened on Tuesday and the event is completed. We're gonna go and use the pretérito on those ones. Now, if we are talking about a habitual action in the past, something that has happened multiple times, then we're gonna use el imperfecto. El año pasado, muchas noches cenaba arroz con pollo. So you see the difference. This was last night, one time, done. This is something that I'm talking about the past that I used to do multiple times. It happens a lot of days. Now we're going to use the pretérito when we talk also about a completed action with a specific time. Ayer estudié por 2 horas. Vivió 4 años en Madrid. So we can determine the amount of time. El imperfecto, we use it to talk about a progression of an action with no focus on the beginning or end. Like Juan estudiaba mucho, when we are not focusing when the action started or ending. We just want to say, he studied a lot. El pretérito, when we talk about an interrupted action in the past, and these two work together. El imperfecto is gonna be the verb that we use to describe the ongoing action in the past, and el pretérito is the one that is going to interrupt an action in the past. Here, for example, me duchaba cuando sonó el timbre. This is the action that stopped what was going on, that it was described with the imperfecto. We use the imperfecto also to talk about a summary or make a reaction statement. Fue una noche inolvidable. But we're going to use the imperfecto when we are trying to describe and give an idea of past opinions that we had, desires, or some knowledge. Pensaba que era aburrido. Quería hablar. Another way of use el pretérito is when we want to talk about the beginning of an event or an emotion in the past. El concierto empezó muy temprano. Now, if we are talking about a physical or an emotional states in the past, we are going to use the imperfect. María era alta y simpática. We are describing over there. Mark estaba triste anoche. Now, el imperfecto is also used to talk about the past, and when we want to describe and give some background information, such as the weather, the time, or age. In this sentence, for example, we are going to talk about estaba oscuro, hacía frío y era muy tarde. We are describing. Or when we talk about our age, tenía 10 años. Now, let's review a little bit what we have covered. And it's that the pretérito is used to talk about a specific point time in the past. Decidió mudarse. Something that happened. Boom. And it's done. Now, el imperfecto about an habitual past. De niño tocaba el piano todos los días. Boom, boom, boom. When we talk about a sequence of past events, we're using el pretérito. Peló las zanahorias, las cortó y las cocinó. Now we are talking about an action in progress interrupted by another action. Remember, we are using el imperfecto. These are the main uses of the imperfecto versus el pretérito.